Hi, Miss Kathy. This is Erica. How are you doing? Great. No, it is a great day in South Carolina.
But the truth is, I wouldn't be here without the Democratic voters of South Carolina, and that's a fact.
I just popped onto Facebook now. So good morning, everybody. I'm Maria Gamitro. This is Lisa Izzo.
So I want to start with a very simple message. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Go vote. Vote early.
I like that he at least tries. That's all we ask, that he is at least attempting.
We elected you, President Biden, to stop this tyrannical man from getting back in there. But we thought you were going to get the torch, reclaim it, and then pass it on.
I'd be more concerned about the other candidate who led an insurrection.
I think I couldn't vote for Biden, but I don't want to say I would vote for Trump, but I probably would if I had to choose between the two of them.
Take two. I'm going to hug Donna first. Donna.
In Charleston, the rank and file are so excited that for the first time, the first Democratic presidential primary will be held here.
Yeah, fired up.
Ready to go?
Yeah, fired up.
Ready to go!
But there's no guarantee people will actually turn out to vote.
Did you notice the presidential primary on this Saturday, February 3rd?
Joe Biden pushed for South Carolinians to be the first to have their say in who should be the party's presidential candidate. Partly because a win in the state's 2020 primary gave his campaign a huge boost.
When I was growing up, America had a vibrant middle class.
Here he's up against self-help guru Marianne Williamson and Congressman Dean Phillips. But tradition dictates that the incumbent doesn't face any serious challengers from within his own party.
So my follow-up question, do you have your voting plan in place?
The switch to South Carolina was also made because its demographics are more representative of the Democrats' voting base.
I feel that I am that message. I am the example of someone that comes from a household who has lost someone to gun violence. I am the example of a household who grew up with two moms. I am the example of not only being a black person, but a black female who is trying to not have my rights taken away.
Erica Sampson, a 36-year-old mother of three who works in HR whilst also studying, doesn't buy into the argument that President Biden, at 81, is too old to be running again.
I'll vote for a 25-year-old, I'll vote for an 85-year-old, as long as there are morals and values in line with my household.
The truth is under assault in America.
But the president's age keeps coming up as an issue for younger voters. That and his stance on the war in Gaza.
That's all right. That's all right.
Younger people are likelier to be more sympathetic to the Palestinians and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Although it's not like Biden was particularly strong with young people, before the October 7th, 2023 attacks. This could potentially be exacerbating his problems.
I'm registered independent, but I definitely lean more towards Democrat, especially on social issues. I'm pretty socially liberal.
Despite his leanings, neuroscience student Neil Hammond is exactly the kind of young voter Democrats are in danger of losing.
I'm just kind of tired of the direction that the country's been taking with Joe Biden. I think that funding these wars with billions and billions of dollars is not the best decision for the country right now, especially since there's so many issues at home that we have to confront and deal with, like homelessness, drugs, student debt, stuff like that.
Neil Hammond doesn't think he'll back Biden in this weekend's primary.
I'll probably vote for Marianne Williamson, assuming she's still on the ballot.
And why?
I just really like her message about peace and hope.
And he probably won't support the president in November either.
Biden's age definitely does trouble me, and it wouldn't trouble me just because of the number if I hadn't seen so many clips of him talking borderline incoherently and just not making a whole lot of sense.
The decision to move the first Democratic primary to South Carolina really ruffled feathers. So much so that New Hampshire held its own unsanctioned vote last week. And having taken such a stance, Joe Biden could really use a very big win here and a strong turnout.
Turnout is important. You know, if you are shifting the calendar to allow a more diverse electorate to speak, that diverse electorate has to come out and speak. You know, otherwise, what do you do it for, right?
Democratic activist Brandon Upson heads up the South Carolina Progressive Network.
Hey, bro, how you doing? Let me give you this real quick. We have elections coming up in the state.
What he's hearing has him worried.
There's a lot of missteps, I think, that were taken with this issue with Gaza and Israel. And that's something that's creating a wedge between young voters and the president's administration. Are you planning to vote?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. I'm registered.
Perfect. Are you registered in South Carolina?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So I think he's in huge trouble and in danger of not beating Donald Trump. And when you have an electorate that feels like their candidate or their choice for the presidency may not win, that might be the spark that makes them stay home.
The Democratic margins are not quite as big as they were in 2020. If turnout is not quite as good, if some of those voters maybe cast protest votes for third-party candidates, you know, that's all potentially problematic for Biden.
The party faithful in South Carolina can only hope this weekend's historic vote will put some wind in the sails of an old president with poor ratings.
I want a very high turnout. I think this just sends a message to the nation. You know, Biden is our candidate, and we're ready for him to win.
I don't have any doubts about him. I have seen him walk and tumble, but I tumbled in the parking lot trying to get out the car. So I'm like, as long as he picks himself back up, that's all that matters. Don't stay down, get back up. And that's America right there.